I'm Mac,
I'm Mike.
and this is More Than a Game.
Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
So today we're gonna talk about just the multiple topics on the NBA, college, me, his view on how I play, and just stuff like that.
Well, day one, we probably won't have a chance to actually get to all that. But as you can see from the title above, we're going to basically just do our very first live shoot. So far, this is like take 3. So I'm trying to get this young guy used to just being able to speak and have some fun with it and flow with the camera and just have some fun with it. So as we're going to do, talk about NBA top 5 players today. Go ahead, fill in the blanks.
So my top 5 is different from his top 5 because first I want to establish what are we gonna base the top 5 on? Like, is it gonna be like to be most efficient or like?
Oh man, that's a good point. All right, so just my thoughts are just top 5 this year based upon not necessarily MVP type category statistics, but more so how valuable they are to their team. Jump right into our next version scene here. So off rip, I'm gonna let you do your 5. So we got somebody right here on the screen. So give us your 5th out of your top 5.
So at 5 I had Giannis. The reason I put Giannis is because he's just not a player you see very often. Just he's very lengthy, but he's kind of crafty with what he does. The only reason I have him at 5 is because he still has a lot of stuff to work on. As you see, he doesn't have the best jump shot, but he's very good inside scoring, and he can work on his handles a little bit. But that's why he's at number 5 for me.
All right, fair enough. Now let's go to your number 4.
Number 4 is James Harden.
Hold on.
See, I have James Harden because he's just very crafty. He is probably might be the best offensive-minded player in the NBA, but his defense is terrible. He can't guard anybody.
But this year he's been playing better defense as opposed to last year.
Yeah, better defense from not playing defense at all. So it's not like it's a great deal.
Yeah.
He doesn't play defense. Is the point. So that's why he's number 4 for me. He's one of the best offensive players in the league, maybe ever, but he just can't guard anybody. So number 3, I have Steph. I have Steph because Steph all around is a great player. He's offensively, he's also one of the best offensive players. He's a little bit of a liability on defense, but he still can guard better than James Harden, so he's at 3rd. You don't think he can guard better than James Harden?
He can stay in front of people better, but his ankles is probably so weak that it'd be easier to cross him up.
No, he can guard better than James Harden. And it's not he looks small, but he's not like he's weak, so he's not gonna get babied and all that stuff. He can hold his own compared to James Harden. James Harden on some other stuff. But yeah, he just what he's done for the game with how he just can shoot and all that.
That right there puts him in a category of his own, just shooting. Will he go down as the greatest shooter of all times?
Yeah, he might go down as the greatest point guard of all time. What he's done, he's like the AI for your generation or for your is how he did kill crossover and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Steph Curry did that for us. That's what you come down past half court, you want to shoot deep and be like Steph taught me that. That's just how it is.
Oh, Steph taught you that.
No, but that's you see that and you're like.
So you picked up some of Steph's habits.
If Steph can do it, then why can't I do it? Is what you think.
Good point. All right, fair enough.
I got Kevin Durant at number 2. Kevin Durant, he's just kind of like Giannis, just a big guy you don't see often. He's a guard pretty much, a 6'10", 7-foot guard. He can play defense a little bit because he's long, so he can block a lot of stuff. And offense, nobody can really guard him on offense. I'm the best defensive player, probably Kawhi, would struggle to guard Kevin Durant. He would
He's
affect
7
a little
feet,
bit.
Man. He's 7 feet.
Yeah,
with
but
a long
you can't
shooting range. Yeah,
right.
Fair enough. All right, let's go to your first pick.
Who else? LeBron. LeBron is the greatest player of all time. And he's still in the league, so until he leaves, he will be the best player in the league.
Greatest player of all times, the GOAT.
Yeah, he is the greatest of all time.
He's the greatest of his generation.
Older people will say Michael Jordan because that's who they grew up on, but
But once again, we looking at 6 rings. Count it like 1,
6
2,
rings,
3,
but
4, 5, 6. Keep going.
But think about this. Think about this.
Yeah.
When Michael Jordan left from the Bulls, the Bulls still won 50 games. Did they not win? They still won 50 games. I don't remember,
but yet they didn't win a ring.
They didn't win a ring.
Yeah, because
Michael Jordan is a big part.
When you talk about MJ, it's all about rings. Like rings. So you say maybe 150. I don't know about all that. I wasn't paying attention because they didn't win a ring.
They won.
As soon as MJ got back the next year, they won a ring.
Yeah. Okay, but look at this. LeBron when he first came to the league, he took the Cavs to the finals. When he left, they won like 20 games, if that. Like he was their team with a little bit of like people playing off him a little bit, but once he left, it wasn't even a team anymore. Like, it was a college team.
Okay, fair enough. So once again I can't hate. I mean, I think once it's all said and done, LeBron, if he's able to get the next 4 years health, at LA, and he gets another piece or two with him, statistically he gonna pass all the categories and end up being the greatest of all time. So sure, I'll live with that. Sure.
Actually, put it like this:
I won't really fault you on that one. Right.
If Michael Jordan replaced LeBron on the Cavs wouldn't have won the championship.
And
they might have won one. Actually, I'm not gonna look. Michael Jordan is the second greatest player of all time. He is great. What he did is great. I don't think he could do what LeBron did.
Michael MJ was just a flat out assassin. Put the ball in his hands and he would drop 40 and win the game. Nowadays the game's a lot different. It's a faster game. The overall talent level is a lot higher because MJ just dominated everybody, and like there was no one even nearly close to his skill set. So that's what made him so much greater than everybody else. Obviously, nowadays, we got top 5. We got Giannis, James, Steph, Kevin, LeBron. It's the fact you got those guys in the same top 5. All of them guys can drop 40 except for Giannis.
It wasn't people like that.
He'll struggle to get that 40, but he gonna get it off all dunks. But everybody else can shoot their way to 40. MJ could shoot, dunk, everything in between. But
his 3-point percentage was like 30%.
But just one of those. MJ was just clutch. But 20 years after the fact, we're gonna see at the end of his career how he pans out. But in the meantime, let's just keep it real. MJ is the GOAT.
No, LeBron is the GOAT.
I would have if MJ was still playing, he would be in my top 5 right now.
Okay, who's third then? Like, what is the separation from LeBron, Michael, and then anybody else?
You would have to say Kobe. You would throw Kobe in there. I mean, I'm not a Kobe hater, but I'm not a Kobe fan. And what I'm hoping for is that if LeBron has a healthy 4 years, he'll be 36 or 37-ish, give or take. And he will definitely surpass, statistically, all the categories of all-time everything. So he's going to go down as the #1 statistic player all times. But if he gets one championship in L.A., I think he can completely help the Laker Nation people not forget about Kobe, but Kobe won't be as because LeBron is changing the game.
You're looking at it from a person that doesn't live in LA. That's not a Lakers. You're not a Lakers fan. There's a mural of LeBron when he went to the Lakers and it got destroyed and somebody wrote like Kobe on it or something like that because Kobe is LA. Like, that is Kobe.
Kobe was LA.
No, he is LA. Like, he will forever be LA. LeBron looks up to Kobe.
Okay.
Look, like, that you can't.
Okay. So, final argument is LeBron's the greatest of all times?
Yeah.
I disagree. So, about 5, LeBron is not #1. Even though he's a player that I would probably pick over, somebody when it came down to that Game 7 clutch, just because he's been there 8 straight times. So I'm going to stop right there. So I can go right into my 5th one, because the 5th one to me is getting a lot of buzz right now in the NBA circuits as far as being an MVP. And of course, is this guy with my shoulder right here, Mr. Anthony Davis, Mr. Bucket Getter. Now, one thing I like about Anthony Davis is I've actually watched him during the summertime, all his little highlight clips, YouTube clips, whatever he has clip-wise, of him actually seeking out guard trainers and working on things that you won't see a 7-foot guy work on. And then he comes out and has these 40-point nights at 7 feet. He can push it. He can shoot it. He's proven to be an all-around player. So I think and hope that he can be considered a top 2 candidate for the MVP, which I think most of the mainstream guys got him at right now. But, that's all stage, I believe. But Anthony Davis, if he actually goes to L.A. with LeBron next year or whatever, definitely they're going to be competing heavily for the Western Conference Finals. But Anthony Davis, my top 5, because he's one of a kind.
I don't know if LeBron and Anthony Davis can play together. That's another topic for another day, but Ingram's gone.
Bet. Okay, so we'll keep it moving. So that's number 5 for me. And then number 4 is a guy who I'm excited to have a hell of a run out on the East Coast, and that's Mr. Kawhi Leonard. So, ever since Kawhi got traded, of course, because of his personality and how people don't really think he's a vocal, outgoing person, it has nothing to do with him on the court. He gets buckets. He's the most unorthodox player that has a defensive and an offensive game that can't be stopped. Like, this clip here is basic, but he gets by people. He can shoot. His shot is real. It's not pretty, but ain't nothing sweet about this guy.
But Tim Duncan kind of.
But exactly. So he played with him. Is there a coincidence he played with Tim? Like it's probably like Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, Tony Parker, Manager. They probably didn't talk in the locker room.
The most boring.
It was a boring squad at all times, but they were always in the finals or competing for the finals. And then my third one, of course, we just talked about him. Mr. LeBron James, aka the King. Not really sure about calling a man the King, but he's proven that he is one of a kind. So. He reigns, put it like that. So we just talked about LeBron, so I'm going to leave it as it is. I want to go more on LeBron Tennant. This ain't the LeBron James show. It's about more than a game. And so my second one was somebody that I think is definitely a bucket getter. And he was your number 4. Yeah. So for me, he's number 2. Because I remember watching this guy his rookie year in Oklahoma. How old were you then?
Come off the bench. I remember.
How old were you?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you were like 5 years old or something, 6 years old.
No.
He's been in Houston about 6 or 7 years, and you were like 8 or 9. So you didn't get a chance to see his growth. I don't remember.
Because I remember watching him in the finals.
Point in case is this guy is the only guy. He's the only guy that can bring the ball up, score 40, and get you close to 15 assists.
And get scored 40 on.
And his defense has improved. His defense has improved. So I'm a big James Harden fan, and I must admit that I had the beard before this kid was even. When he was in high school still, that's when I had the beard. I had the beard for a quick minute, so he wasn't the originator of the beard. I had a beard when I was getting buckets. But that's James Harden there. And then my first one, of course, is a guy who's proven himself well, Mr. Kevin Durant. KD is the truth. And more of a reason why he's the truth is the fact that this guy's turned out to be a guy who don't care what people think. Like all the comments about not wanting to play with LeBron because he demands the ball. And Kevin Durant is a guy he's what, 20? He's about 28, 29?
Almost 30 now.
30?
29.
So say he's 30, whatever. He's still at it. If he can stay healthy, because he can shoot, because he can probably eventually evolve into more of a post player because of his length, he can still get at it for 6 or 7 more years. And depending on what he does after this year, I think he got 1 or 2 more championships in him with Golden State or without. But I'm still a KD fan to the T just because at 7 feet, as long as he is, I've never, and I'm sure it's probably happened, but I have never seen no one block his shot. I'm sure it's happened before.
He's got a buck before, but it's not like
but it ain't in clutch moments where he got to put that ball out 1-2 dribble off the pull up. He's rising over anybody, and if he can't get over, he'll fade away, and you're definitely not getting it. So that's my top 5 there. So all in all, not much difference there on top 5.
Debatable.
What are some? So based upon my 5, your 5, if you had to pick one person out of your top 5 to play 1-on-1 against a person I'm gonna pick. So give me your best player out of your 5 that you want to put. If you had $1 million to put on one of your players 1-on-1, 1 game to 10, no holds bar. Who you bringing out?
KD, easy.
KD, fair enough.
It's either KD or LeBron. Because the only reason I don't pick Steph and James is because they're guards, so like they can get bodied if you pick somebody bigger. Mm-hmm. So either KD or LeBron. KD or
LeBron. Okay. So I was gonna say KD too. So KD versus KD would be good. So let me throw out there Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. So out of my 5, with Anthony Davis, Kawhi, LeBron, James, and Kevin, Kawhi Leonard, just because he's proven. You know what I'm saying? Like I think his length, athleticism, his defense, he gonna get some buckets. Now I don't know who's gonna win.
Kevin Durant's gonna win though. I think that if they're both having like good, like say they're both having like a on night where they're both like not really missing. If Kevin Durant has the ball and they're playing winners, Kawhi won't get the ball. because he's not flashy at all. Like he's not gonna hit you with like between cross. Like it's gonna be simple stuff. So he has to be very efficient with what he does. So regardless, Kawhi's gonna be able to get to the basket and gonna be efficient regardless. But I still think Kevin Durant's gonna win.
All right, so bet. So all in all, good show. Sign us off.
I just did, didn't I?
Tell them that.
It's more than a game. I don't know. What am I supposed to say?
This is more than a game.
Yeah.
Peace. See you later.